Alaikum. We continue with the song of the open road. Song of the Open Road by Walt Whitman is familiar, widely admired. In certain respects, the poem is iconic. It basically symbolizes the Americans' mobility, restlessness, and love of freedom and open space. The poem begins with first person narrator, which is setting out on a long brown path. The poet says that he starts his journey afoot. Afoot means by walk, and light-hearted. Light-hearted means he is not taking tension of anything. He is least bothered and least concerned of anything that goes around him, because he has done with his routines, customs, and safe behaviors of his previous life. He is done with the indoor complaints, libraries, querulous criticisms. He announces that I don't want any good fortune because I myself is a good fortune. The poet is a writer of free verses. It means that the poet does not follow any rhyming scheme, nor rhyming words will appear in the poems written by him. He expresses his feeling in a very open way. Song of the Open Road is from his collection of poems Leaves of Grasses, which is a collection of 15 poems. And this is the first poem of his 15 poem collection. Now, in this poem, the poet expresses his desire to live a carefree life. We begin with stanza 1. In the first stanza, the speaker begins his journey. He says, afoot and light-hearted, I take to the open road. Healthy, free, the world before me, the long brown path before me leading wherever I choose. From this stanza, we understand that the poet is going on for a journey. Now, this journey is nothing but the journey of life. Secondly, he is light-hearted. Light-hearted means although he has all the responsibilities, all the emotions attached, still he is carrying everything with him and moving up tension-free, because the poet is contented with whatever he has. He is satisfied with whatever he is having, and so he is moving on light-hearted. The speaker recognizes that he is in no control of his journey. He chooses the path where the path will take him on his journey. So is our life. We think that we are the masters of our life. No doubt, to a certain extent, we do take decisions which we think are favorable for us. It may or it may not be correct at times, but we get to learn from our mistakes, and we don't stop if we are wrong. We continue further. Stanza 2. Henceforth I ask not good fortune, I myself am good fortune. Henceforth I whimper no more, postpone no more, need nothing. Done with indoor complaints, libraries, querulous criticism. Strong and content I travel the open road. So through these lines, the speaker says that he does not have to pray for good luck, because he is the maker of his own luck. He will no longer cry or hesitate to do what he wants because he is in need of nothing. I told you that the poet says that he is contented, he is satisfied, he is happy with whatever he is having. So he is not having any charm or craze for getting new things, luxurious things. Whatever he has, he is happy with it. So he is happy. He says, I don't want any good luck. I am good luck by myself. Like my luck, it's what I make. He is strong and happy to be on the open road. Whitman writes of querulous criticisms. The use of alliteration here emphasizes the speaker's carefree tone, which is continued throughout the course of Song of the Open Road. Stanza 3. The speaker, through these lines, seems to separate himself from others. He says, the earth is fine the way it is. He does not desire to be any closer to the stars than he already is. Moreover, here the poet is comparing, or he is telling, that people crave to reach the sky. They want everything in advance in life, more of luxuries. But he is happy with where he is, how he is. He does not want any luxuries in life. He knows that they are fine where they are. And he knows that they are good enough for those who belong to them. This last line is in strong contrast to the rest of the poem, where the speaker emphasizes his free will and independence, which means he probably does not include himself in the group of people who belong to constellations. He does not belong to them because he does not need them. Now, the fourth stanza is physically separated from the rest of the poem. You can see that it is given in brackets. Still I carry my old delicious burden. Can anyone's burden be delicious? No. If we speak in terms of burden, we always feel that it is very heavy, it's very hard, it's very difficult. But still, the poet here is enjoying whatever comes in his way. I carry them, men and women. I carry them, men and women, means he's addressing to the common people. You see, whatever my burdens are, my responsibilities, my work, my duties, I carry them with me. Wherever I go. I know it is impossible, he swears, to get rid of them. Means you cannot run away from your responsibility towards anything. Your duties towards your family, towards your friends, towards your neighbors, towards your work, everything will remain intact, and we have to move ahead in our life with everything as it is. So we have to go ahead. I am filled with them. The last line says I am filled with them, means he and his burdens share a symbiotic relationship of sort. He is filled with his burdens and in return he feels them. Means whatever burdens are there, whatever responsibilities are there, we need to shoulder our responsibilities and fulfill our responsibilities. The speaker is stating here that his burdens do not define him. Rather, he accepts them and carries them with him wherever he goes. Means I by myself has to see to it that whatever work I take up, be it to my workplace, be it to my family, I should see to it that I am fulfilling it to the best of my ability. so that I keep everyone satisfied. Moreover, I should not overburden or stress up myself. I have to do this, I have to do this, time and again saying it to myself. Whatever I have to do, I have to do. There is no other word in that, no word of say, but keeping on thinking, how will I do? I have to do. When will I do? With all these many questions, I don't think we'll be happily doing. So, when we speak of the summary of the song of the open road, it is describing a trip, that is the journey of life, where the poet is going healthy and free. He realizes that he is the only person who is in complete control of his life. He chooses his own destiny. Because of this realization, he does not have to wish or hope or pray for good fortune. He attests that he himself is his own good fortune, and that is all he needs. There is nothing but that is lacking. He will reach his destination on his own, and thus earth will provide him with anything extra that is necessary. This is not to say that the road he is taking is not paved with imperfection and burdens. Rather than worry, however, the speaker has decided to take those burdens with him and deal with them as they rise. Lastly, the analysis of the poem. The poem is in 4 separate stanzas written in free verse. It is the first person, that is the poet himself, Walt Whitman himself, talking to us through these poems. By this we end the poem. Through this poem we get to learn many things about life. As it is already mentioned through many ahadith and through Quran, that Almighty Allah has sent us in this world, and this world is nothing but a journey where we are mere travelers. So we should see to it that we have little and we be happy with it, and we fulfill all the duties in this world, and also prepare for the life of hereafter. Thank you.